11. So this is a super book. So in this book there are many various chapters of Bhagavad Gita is there. So let's discuss. So this book is available in Amazon also. Okay. And the top book name is Reverence to Relevance. Okay. Once again I will repeat. Book name is called Reverence to Relevance. Okay. So let's start with the overview of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So this book, first time I am reading. So let's move on to the session. Okay. So what are that? Let's discuss in detail. Okay. Overview of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is not just a scripture. It is a mirror of the soul journey. Yes. Soul journey from confusion to clarity, from self-doubt to realization, and from bondage to freedom. Yes, even if you see the if you are strong in the Bhagavad Gita slokas, you understand the real thing. Okay. So Dharma Shete, Kuru Shete, so Bhagavad Gita, so Upanishadu. So there are many. Bhagavad Gita brings a moral one, okay, and it removes the and it removes the doubtful of life, okay. So even like Tirukkural, not if we compare to Tirukkural and Bhagavad Gita, so Bhagavad Gita is based on the Mahabharata, okay, Mahabharata Upanishads, okay. So but while reading Bhagavad Gita slokas and meaning, it makes a perfect answer of the slokas, okay. For example, if you in Bhagavad Gita there are many slokas is there. That is anger, feelings, sadness, emotions. So each one of us slokas have different meaning and different moral. Okay. That's why it is a mirror of the soul journey from confusion to Gandhi. Okay. So it removes the confusion and becomes a clarity from self-doubt to realization. Okay. If you read Bhagavad Gita fully, you himself feels self-realization, okay, from bondage to freedom, okay, you will get from freedom of the life, okay. Each chapter offers a vital stand in this tapestry, guiding seeks to the challenges of thought, feeling and action. Okay, as I said now, and the Bhagavad Gita explains about feeling, emotion, the same way it comes. Okay, each chapter offers a vital stand in the tapestry, guiding seekers to the challenging of thought, feeling, and action. Okay, each sloka represents a moral meaning of thought, feeling, and actions. Okay. Okay. In a sense, the Gita chapters are not steps to be rushed. They are invitation to reflect, question, and awaken. Okay. So just you try. Okay. Just try. All of us try to read the Bhagavad Gita daily. Okay. At least one sloka you read. Okay. Read. Okay. 1 week you read. Okay. 1 week you read. And see and assume yourself how do you feel, okay, because it gives a clear explanation. For example, if Arjuna goes to war in anger mode, what Lord Krishna will say, okay. That's why and all that slokas and all mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, okay. Already we discussed now one chapter, okay. So Arjuna got supreme power, okay. So whatever Arjuna prays to God, that power is given by God to Arjuna, okay. One chapter we discussed in the satsang, okay. So whoever does not watch satsang video, go to my channel and watch the video, okay. Watch my satsang video. In that chapter I will discuss, okay. And subscribe to the channel, okay. So Gita. they are the invitation to reflect, question and awaken. Okay. They validate the inner turmoil as a birthplace of transformation and show that is true facing our weakest understanding, making every moment a bridge from the shelf to shelf, thus from reverence to relevance. Okay, so the reverence to relevance, the meaning is old to new. Okay, so our shelf to shelf means. For example, bridge from shelf to shelf. Okay, from one place to another place. Okay, from here to opposite, meaning and opposite. Okay, that is called shelf to shelf. Okay, so what does that means? They validate the inner turmoil at the birthplace of transformation. Okay, so while we are in the birth after we born, what are the things will happen? Okay, and the organs will transform, slowly grow. Okay, for example, if you see a born baby, the born baby does not know who is a father, who is a mother, who is an uncle, who is a aunt, who is a grandmother, who is a grandfather. Okay, so after the baby develop some certain years only, the baby knows all, see all the things and observe. Slow by slow the organs will function. Okay, do by feeding the milk. Okay, do by eating. Okay, so likewise, likewise, Bhagavad Gita also validate the inner turmoil as a birthplace of transformation. Okay, show that is true, facing our weakest understanding. Okay, so whatever we understand. Okay, for example, if you understand, initially we need not understand. Initially we need not understand, but continuously repeatedly doing, you become interest of aware. Okay, so likewise, Bhagavad Gita is a transformation. Okay, transformation, and gives the moral meaning of the slokas. Give the moral meaning of the slokas, making every movement build from the shelf to shelf. Okay, and that's from the reverence to relevance. Okay, old, new. That is the meaning of this book. Okay, reverence to relevance, old, new. Okay. The story begins with Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Okay, not merely a dramatic prologue, but a chapter rich in its psychological and spiritual insight. Okay, the chapter begins with Arjuna Vaishara Yoga. Okay, not merely a dramatic prologue, but a chapter rich in psychology and spiritual insight. Okay, so I think so. This chapter starting in chapter 1 is about Arjuna Vaishara Yoga. So we will discuss one by one. Okay, one chapter. Okay, daily. Okay, in this book. So it includes the psychological, it is based on the psychological and the spiritual moral. Okay, Arjuna collapsed on the battlefield, sickness, the movement to inner transformation begins, reminding us that self-realization is born in times of honor, self-doubt. Okay, so Arjuna was killed in the battle. What happened means after kill, what happened? What happened? Our body is dead. Okay, our body is dead. Our soul only know where are you, where I am, where I am, who am I. So that's right. That's why they explain. Okay. So Arjuna collapsed on the battlefield signals. Okay, after he collapse, the signal remaining. Okay, self-realization. Okay, for example, let's say show party. Okay, if I that if I if I do like this, what happens? Immediately I feel like a pain, okay? So likewise, it becomes a realization of pain, okay? But in this paragraph, self-realization is born in time of honesty, self-love, okay? Once you get the self-realization, you will get the all answers, okay? Not without any doubt. Not with the without any confusion or doubt. Okay, so one must have self-realization. For example, if you go anywhere, if you see that thing, and we think, okay, I will catch that thing, okay, but luckily you catch that thing, mean what is it became self-realization, okay, I will catch that thing, I will walk slowly, and my lucky I will catch that thing. So that self-realization we must have, we must have, all must have, okay. Self-realization is the most important in life. All must have. All must have and think of self-realization. Try to bring in ourselves self-realization. Like Kurukshetra moment, when resolve feels heavy duty, collides with emotion and the way forward is crowded on the soil in the which clarity grows, okay? So in the Kurukshetra war and the all, you all know Kurukshetra war, okay? So in that war, what happened means, the roles and are given to the soldiers, okay? Kurukshetra, you assume, okay? The Bhagavad battlefield is there, okay? Main king is sitting on the elephant top, okay? Other soldiers are standing behind, okay? Behind. But when the war starts, what happens? Immediately the soldiers and all will go and fight, okay? And after the fight over, they become like they are dead, okay? Just like a soil, okay? So they become dead. That's why they explain. When souls feel heavy duty collide with emotion, and the way forward is crowded, or the soil in which the clarity goes, okay? So after the soldiers died, what happened? There are no one in the kingdom, okay? Only the two main kings are there, okay? If they fought only, they have to know who is alive, who is dead, okay? So and in that sense, what happened means sadness is also there while seeing these soldiers dead, okay? But the clarity of enlightenment will show, okay? Clarity will happen, okay? Oh, this is a story. Oh, after hearing the Mahabharata story, we get a clarity. Oh, this what happened in the Kurukshetra war. Oh, this what happened in the Mahabharata war. We get a clarity, no? So if anyone asks yourself, tell me about Mahabharata mean. That day when someone told you about Mahabharata, same way you also repeat. It becomes a clarity of enlightenment, okay? From this, threshold, Sankhya Yoga sets the philosophical foundation, okay? Sankhya Yoga, yeah, Sankhya means a noun, okay? It's a Hindi word. Sankhya Yoga means I will tell the meaning like that, okay? Or in the chapter wise we will discuss, okay, what is Sankhya Yoga. So it's a Sankhya Yoga means, Sankhya means noun, okay? Noun full, it's where we can say that. Sankhya means noun, Sankhya Yoga. Whatever you perform, whatever you worship with name, that becomes Sankhya Yoga. For example, if you are praying to God name, that also is Sankhya Yoga, okay? So doing worshipping in the name of divinity is called Sankhya Yoga. It's a philosophical foundation. It explores the nature of the imperishable self and the power of right action, leading us to respond life changes with detachment and equanimity. Okay. So what happened means, so Sankhya Yoga explores the, as I already said, the name of the worship. Okay. Nature of the imperishable self. And the power of meditation teaching us response, life changes with detachment. So overall in the Sankhya Yoga, there are some detachment mode, okay. Detachment mode is equanimity. So they are not mingling at all. They always Sankhya Yoga means they always said God name only. They are all detached to the unwanted things, okay. They remove detached to anything, okay. So then the Gita here becomes a practical. Karma Yoga shifted. One thing. Karma Yoga shift the focus from contemplation to participation, showing that selfless action performed for its own sake without carrying itself. It is too much true freedom. Okay. So what it means something. The Gita here, the Bhagavad Gita becomes a practical, okay. And one thing, practical. Karma Yoga shift from focus from contemplation to participation, showing that selfless action performed for its own sake without carving itself is a true bodily freedom. Okay, so Karma Yoga brings a divinity. Okay, brings a divinity part. So once you are in the Karma Yoga, you feel that no, I am not doing. No, I am not doing. It's all. No, I am not doing. It's all did by God only. God only is a role to makes me to perform the actions and movements. Okay, so that's why they explain. Okay, so without expecting results. Okay, that becomes a freedom part. To freedom part. So if you attend the Karma Yoga, that becomes what we can say divinity of nature. Okay, so even we can whatever we do, we can whoever attends the Karma Yoga, they are not expecting results. Okay, for example, if I do sambar, my husband will say good. They did not, you are a Karma Yoga person did not expect result like that. Okay, whatever they did, whatever they do, good thing. Okay, they never expect any result. Okay, they become this freedom, true part of freedom. Okay, so every responsibility, every role becomes a sacred offering when performed mindfully and without ego. Yes, this point is very, very important. Every responsibility, every role becomes a sacred offering. Okay, so every responsibility, for example, if a teacher has to, if a teacher has to take class means okay, teacher has to take class. Okay, but that responsibility, in that responsibility, we did not go. We did not get back from the responsibility. Whatever responsibility was saying, choose that and finish that responsibility. Finish one responsibility. After finishing responsibility, you will get a good name. So that is a life aspect. Okay. So every what how do you do responsibility and responsibility of role? To which which way you can do, okay. So love and affection you have to do, okay. With ego or if you do any job that does not work at all, okay. To love and affection, to divinity, to faithful manner if you do all the things, all the routine things mean that becomes a success, okay. So with jnana karma, sannyasa yoga and with jnana karma, sannyasa yoga and sannyasa yoga, the Gita harmonized knowledge and action, teaching that wisdom and the beauty of intention, not mere renunciation as or which refine and liberate us. Okay. So jnana karma means it's jnana karma. So even if you jnana karma means it's get knowledge karma. Okay. For example, the best example we say that Abdul Kalam sir is a jnana karma. Jnana karma person because he is a scientist. Okay. He discovered all the things, he discovered PSLV rocket, and nowadays it's successful. Okay, so jnana karma is a great karma value. Okay, so now we are in karma, we don't know. Now we are living in this type of karma, we don't know. Okay, so after reborn one day we know whether in previous born what type of karma, whether in before previous born what type of karma we had. So now with living we did not know what type of karma. Okay, but jnana karma, sannyasa yoga. Jnana karma and sannyasa yoga. What is the difference between jnana karma and sannyasa yoga? Means jnana karma is attains the knowledge of supreme power. Okay. Sannyasa yoga. So sannyasa yoga, whoever of the sannyasa yoga, they become sannyasi. Okay, that is called sannyasa yoga. So from the birth itself, they perform the sannyasam, spiritual aspect. Okay, the person is called sannyasa yoga. Whoever the sannyasa yoga, jnana karma, both are integrated but related with these two. Okay, jnana yoga, jnana karma, and sannyasa yoga. Okay. The Gita organizes knowledge action, teaching that wisdom and ability of intention, not mere enunciation. Okay, what define and liberate us. Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita signifies the knowledgeable actions, and it teaches a lot of courage and gets a purity of attention towards any suppression. Okay, and it gets free from us. Okay, freedom of knowledge. Okay, each duty is transformed when offered with surrender and self-awareness rather than personal gain. Yes, each duty is performed. Once if you surrender to divinity, then you himself feel some change yourself. The subsequent chapters unfold the path of discipline, jnana yoga, and devotion, bhakti yoga. Discipline means jnana yoga. Reading a story, master the mind withdraw from sense cravings and rested in the joy of the self. Okay, so in this book, once again, relevance to the relevance book chapter describes about the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita and the types of karma yoga, types of yoga. Okay. So what it withdraws from cravings. Okay, and rests in the joy of the self. Okay, it removes the bondage and brings the freedom with divinity. Equanimity, one thing. Equanimity, one thing. Equanimity, okay. One thing. Some of the chapters are hidden. One thing. So, every chapter deepens the understanding of God, immanence, and our continual connection with divine presence. So in this chapter, it's connected with the divinity presence and connection between the connection of the divinity. Okay, chapters like Akshara Brahma Yoga, Vibhuti Yoga, and Visurupa Darsana Yoga reveal the eternal self. Okay. the glory of divinity. So these are the chapters. These are the chapters brings out the clarity of self, okay, self, eternal self, okay, or bliss of this, blissful self, okay, blissful of divinity. The glory of divinity in the world and the awe-inspiring cosmic form, expanding our vision from the personal to the universal. Okay, and we can say that whatever we are feeling inside, it becomes a universal now when we say feeling to others. So that's why they explain. Okay, the Gita goes on to analyze the distinction between the knower and the feel. Okay. Shetanya Vibhaga Yoga. Shetanya Vibhaga Yoga. The play of the gunas. Okay, already we discussed the gunas. Sadhvi guna, tamasi guna, rajasi guna. Okay, Gunatriya Vibhaga Yoga. And the metaphor of light in entanglement. Okay, Purushottama Yoga. Guiding us to self-understanding, detachment and uprooting of mistaken identity. Okay, so it brings a self realization. Okay, and it makes me to find what mistake we did. Okay, and what mistake we did, it gives a solution of this. Okay, to find out whether we done mistake or not. So that is a big of finding ourselves, okay. But this Kshetra Sagnanyana Vibhaga Yoga, the play of the gunas, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, and the metaphor of light engagement, Purushottama Yoga, guiding. So these yogas and that brings the life, brings to ourselves as self-surrendering, detachment, and feel ourselves what mistake we did. Okay, mistaken identity means whether we did mistake. So we realize ourselves what mistake we did. Okay, realization of the mistake. Okay. Finally, moksha sannyasa yoga masterfully symbolizes all these themes, eliminating the path of true renunciation, not to abandonment, but by surrendering ego, desire, and attachment. So once you get the moksha means it's a great bliss. Okay, nama moksha means if you get means you will always say the nama till you are living. Okay, throughout your if moksha means if you get the nama moksha, you have to say the nama throughout your life. Okay, so sannyasa yoga masterfully synthesize all these themes. So sannyasa yoga, as I already said now, whoever gets sannyasa yoga, it's one kind of yoga, but in the future they become a sannyasi. Okay, so these are the three renunciations. So once you surrender to once you remove the ego, desire, and attachment, you will get all the good things. Okay, such as self-realization, peace, and happy. Okay, so Krishna's closing final. Okay, Krishna's closing words refuse all dogma, inviting each seeker to reflect deeply and choose feeling, embodying the wisdom to act from inner conviction and total surrender to the divine. Once again, I will repeat. To act from the inner conviction and total surrender to the divine. Krishna's closing words refuse all dogma, inviting each seeker to reflect deeply and to choose freely. Which means if we get problem, what we do? We have to blame. Oh, I have this problem. I don't know how to get the solution of the problem. So you grumble yourself. You say grumble to someone else, okay? And you yourself feel sad, okay? So after the problem solved, I come over the problem, I come over the max problem, I come over the physics problem. So that's why you said. That's right. So it's a courage to act yourself, okay? So what are the inner conviction you have? For example, let me take an example, okay? I did not, till now I didn't get married, okay? So inner itself, I am, I am feeling, all friends are get married. Now I did not get married, okay? But if I started to, no, and once my feelings started to the God, then I become free, okay? And the same way, whatever the feelings you have, surrender to God. God will give the solution and the guidance, okay? Not always putting your feeling more and more deep yourself inside, okay? If you do like this, then it will become obstacle, okay? Whatever problem, whatever feeling you have, surrender to God. God will take care and God will give guidance and solution, okay? So this is the overbook review. So overbook review once again. We conclude with one Bhagavad Gita slokas, okay? Dharma shete kurushete samaveda yutsavaha mamakaha bandavashreya kim kurva sanjaya. O Sanjaya, meaning, O Sanjaya, after gathering on a sacred field of Kurukshetra, deciding to find what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do. So the meaning is, O Sanjaya, so in the sacred field of Kurukshetra war, deciding the warrior was fight, okay, but what my Pandava sons will do in that war, okay? What all you select to do for the Pandava sons, that's where they explain, okay? So the remaining paragraph we'll discuss on tomorrow or any other day. So we will discuss the remaining paragraph in any other day on a satsang, okay? Thanks to all of us. So this is a wonderful book. All of us read this and it brings a moral story. It includes all Bhagavad Gita slokas, okay? So all of us read this book, okay? Book name is Reverence to Relevance, okay? So Hari Om, thanks to all of us, enjoy it. The most important thing in life is do our job perfectly. That's the main. Okay, the most important thing in life is do our job perfectly and do our responsibility and job or duty or do our duty, responsibility and job perfectly and good. That is the most important thing in life. Hari Om, thanks to all of us. Thanks to all of us.